Hello guys, welcome back to our movie review channel, and today again we are going to review the next movie, and the movie name is Hocus Pocus that came in 1993. Today, as all of you know, we are going to review this movie. We will talk about its all facts, we will review this full movie, and we will analyze it. So stay engaged. So let's start it. So firstly started Hocus Pocus that came in 1993. Its overview. So Hocus Pocus is a 1993 is a fantasy comedy film directed by Kenny Ortega, produced by David Kirchner and starring Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, Kathy Najimy, Omri Gadget, Thora Beach, and Vanessa Shaw. Although it was not a massive box office hit upon release, it has since become a beloved cult classic, especially popular around Halloween. I think its brightness is too much. Is Okay, now if we talk about the film blends humor, horror, and fantasy elements with a playful focus on sibling rivalry, friendship, and the power of childhood imagination. It's a nostalgic staple for many who grew up in the 90s or enjoy Halloween themed movies. And if we talk about its plot summary, set in Salim my scooty sets in 1963. Uh, the story begins with the accidental death of little sister by three witches, Winifred, Sarah, and Mary Sanderson, who are ultimately hanged for practicing witchcraft before they die. They curse the town and vow to return if any virgin light the black flame candle. And if we talk about fast forward to modern day, Salim were a curious young boy back his family and stumbles upon the legends of Sanderson's sister on Halloween night. Max and his sister Danny, along with their new friend Alison, accidentally awaken the witches who seek to regain their youth and power by draining the life force of children. The children must find a way to stop the witches who are causing chaos and threatening to take over Salim before dawn. The witches will become mortal, begin and be gone forever. And now if we talk about major themes and cultural impact. And if we talk about major themes and cultural impact, nostalgia and childhood innocence. The film captures the wonder of childhood, Halloween tradition, and the thrill of supernatural adventure, good versus evil, and redemption. The witches, while humorous and villainous, are also portrayed with depth, and their backstory evokes a sense of tragedy, friendship, and family. The bond between Max, Rani, and Allison highlight themes of bravery, loyalty, and friendship. If we talk about Halloween spirit, the film is a celebration of Halloween, emphasizing costumes, trick or treating, and community festivities. Hocus has grown in popularity over the years, becoming a Halloween favorite thanks to its quotable lines, memorable character, and nostalgic appeal. If we talk about critical reception and legacy, upon release, the movie received mixed reviews from critics but was appreciated for its humor and performances. Over the year, it gained a cult following, especially with the rise of Halloween pop culture. The film's popularity surged with the release of various merchandise, annual TV airing, and social media memes. In 2022, a Pocus 2 sequel was released on Disney Plus, further cementing its legacy. If we talk about interesting facts and behind the scenes, original title and concept, the film was originally conceived as a darker, more horror-oriented film, but was toned down to appeal to a family audience. Bette Midler's role, Midler was drawn to the role of Winifred Sanderson because she loved the humor and campiness. She even improvised many of her lines. Sarah Jessica Parker's transformation. Parker's portrayal of Sarah involved a lot of physical comedy. Elaborate costume include her iconic high heel boots. If we talk about historical inspiration, the Sanderson sisters are loosely inspired by celebrity legends, but their characters are fictional. If we talk about special effects, the film used a mix of practical effects and CGI, especially for the witches, flying scenes, and the black flame candle, cameos and Easter eggs. The movie features cameos from notable actors and reference to Salim's history and legends. If we talk about the Book of Spells, the spell Book of Shadow was designed with gothic, mystical aesthetic and become an iconic trope. If we talk about filming location, most scenes were shot in and around Salem, Massachusetts, adding authenticity to the setting. Costume design, the witches' costumes were designed to be both humorous and terrifying, with Winfrey's elaborate green dress and Sarah's whimsical costume becoming iconic. We talk about delayed popularity. The film was a modest box office success but gained popularity through TV reruns and home video. If we talk about character breakdown, Winfred Sanderson, Pete Midler, the lead with fierce, witty, and commanding with the desire to regain her youth. Sarah Sanderson, Sarah Jessica Parker, the flirtatious sister with the hypnotic singing voice that lures children. To Mary Sanderson, Kathy Nazim, the comedy. Loyal sister with a keen sense of small and humorous delivery. If we talk about Max Danielson, Homely Cats, the teenage protagonist brave but initially reluctant to embrace the supernatural. Tennyson Thorovich Max's younger sister, adorable and courageous. Alison Vinicius Shaw, Max's love interest, intelligent and resourceful. Billy Butcherson, a zombie who helps the kids fight the witches, played by Doug Jones. If we talk about memorable quotes, I put a spell on you. Winfrey Sanderson, mock, take the wings. It's just a bunch of Hocus, Max. Sister, I am not as thin as you think I am. Mary Sanderson, oh, look, another glorious morning makes me sick. Winfred Sanderson, you can't run from who you are. Take rappings. Fit over cultural and pop culture presence. The film is frequently referenced in Halloween decoration, costumes, and parodies. Iconic scenes like the witches flying on broomsticks, When parents laugh and the monks chant are widely recognized, Bette Midler's performance is celebrated and her character remains a Halloween icon. The film inspired theme park attraction, merchandise, and Halloween party. Talk about sequel and reboot. Hocus Pocus 2 was released in 2022 on Disney Plus with the original cast returning and new character introduced. The sequel explores the witch's return to Salem and the modern day adventure of new generation. If we talk about final thoughts and recommendation, Hocus Pocus is a delightful blend of comedy, fantasy, and a little horror, perfect for Halloween viewing. Its humor is campy, its characters memorable, and its themes timeless. Whether you watch it or nostalgia or as a new holiday tradition, it offers a fun, spooky, and heartwarming experience. If we talk about more, if we talk about Hocus Pocus 1993, the ultimate exhaustive review, the analysis and facts completion. If we talk about introduction, the enduring legacy of a cult classic, Hocus Pocus has Hocus Pocus has transcended its initial modest success to become an invaluable part of Halloween culture, from its campy humor to its memorable character. The film has garnered generations of fans. Its blend of comedy, supernatural horror, and nostalgic storytelling creates a timeless feel that continues to resonate with audience worldwide. The film is more than just a spooky kids movie, it's a celebration of Halloween magic, a parody of witchcraft legend, and a showcase of strong performances that elevate cheesy special effects into iconic moments. If you talk about historical and cultural context, the 1990s film landscape film Hocus was released in 1993. Hollywood's family-friendly fantasy films often leaned toward either a Disney tale and a horror in this. If we talk about Hocus Pocus managed to carve out a unique niche balancing humor, horror, and fantasy with campy tone that appeal to both children and adults. The Salem connection set against the backdrop of Salem, Massachusetts, the site of the infamous witch trials, the film taps into the town's legendary reputation. The war surrounding Salem's witch trials and ghost stories as fans, audience for centuries and Hocus playfully imagine these legends with comedic flair. We talk about cultural significance. Over the decades, Halloween has become a cultural phenomenon, an association for costume, trick-or-treating, and themed entertainment. And Hocus Pocus encapsulates Halloween spirit with its witches, spells, and spooky setting, making it a staple for seasonal binge watching. If we talk about plot and narrative breakdown, opening and historical setup. The film begins in 1963 which 1693 with the execution of the three witch Winford, Sarah, Mary Sanderson, who are accused of witchcraft. Their death is depicted with a mixture of gothic horror and humor, stabilizing the tone for the film. Dark themes presented with a wink and a smile before they are hanged. Winfred curses the town and vows to return if any virgin lights the black flame, and setting the stage for the modern day story. If we talk about Hocus Pocus 1993, the ultimate deep dive review, analysis, and fascinating is if we talk about introduction, why Hocus Pocus endures since its release in 1993. Hocus Pocus has become a Lord yellow unstable, transcending its modest box office performance. Let's see. Classic status, its blend of comedy, supernatural elements, nostalgic charm, and campy performances make it a film that feels both timeless and uniquely nutty. The movie's witty script, memorable character, and iconic scene have cemented its place in Halloween culture, captivating audience of all ages for nearly 3 decades. If we talk about historical and cultural context, the 90s Hollywood scene, early 90s was a period of experiment for family-friendly fantasy film. Disney was dominating with animated classic and live action hits. By studio also explored more comedic horror themes. Hocus Pocus fits neatly into this landscape, combining supernatural horror with humor and methods of satire appealing to both children and adults. The Salim, though set against the backdrop of Salim Massachusetts, the film taps into the town's infamous history of betrayals. The historical connection adds a layer of authenticity and intrigue, even as the film playfully rewrites Salem's dark past. The legend of witches in Salem has long fascinated the public, and Hocus Pocus uses this setting to fuel its story of courage, skill, and witchcraft. Without cultural impact and involvement. Initially, the film was not a major box office hit, but gained popularity through television broadcast, home releases, and airline returns. Just the internet era amplified the cult status with memes, fan theories, and gossip revealing its tragic events. The 2020 sequel, Hocus Pocus 2, further cemented its status as a Halloween icon. Toward plotting, intimate exploration. We talk about summary. The film begins in 1693 with the execution of three witches. Winfred, Sarah, and Sanderson, who cursed the town of Sully before their death. Winfred vowed to return with an invasion lights lovely film can fast forward to 1993 when a teenage boy makes inadvertently rescue the witches on a night leading to charm and comedic hijinks. We talk about themes and symbols. We talk about good versus evil. The witches embody chaos and mischief, but their over-the-top personality also evokes sympathy and humor, blurring traditional moral lines. The nostalgia and childhood innocence. The film captures childhood fears and fantasies with economics and any represent youthful curiosity about power of friendship and family. The bond between Max, Danny, and Allison highlight themes of loyalty and bravery. We talk about Halloween as a cultural ritual. The film celebrates Halloween tradition, treating costumes and spooky storytelling, making it a perfect seasonal film. We talk about character analysis. Winfred Sanderson, the Midler, documenting charismatic writer of the witches Wilfred is powerful comic relief, her obsession with eternal youth, and her theatrical flair make her one of the most memorable character. Midler's performance as a layer of campy humor that elevates her beyond a typically antagonist. Fun fact: Winfrey's iconic song "I Put a Spell on You" performed during the film become a signature moment, further emphasizing her commanding presence. If we talk about Sarah Sanderson, Sarah Jessica Parker, the youngest and most flirtatious of the witches, Sarah is characterized by her flirtatiousness and hypnotic singing voice, her obsession with children, and her mesmerism skills add a creepy yet comedic elements. We talk about fun facts. Sarah Jessica Parker's portrayal was inspired by her love of Broadway musical and her character's playful, seductive nature. If we talk about Mary Sanderson, Kathy Najim, the pragmatic comical which with the keen sense of smell. Mary provides much of the film's slapstick humor, her devotion to her sister and her humorous reaction to their antics make her a fan favorite. Fun fact that teenage improvised many of her lines, adding to the comedic charm of her character. If we talk Max Dennison Americans, the skeptical teen who unwittingly reassures the witches. Max's arc is about overcoming fear and embracing bravery. His initial skepticism transforms into her heroism. We talk about fun fact only gadgets Midler captures the classic 90s teen archetype, rebellious but ultimately good-hearted. Danny Danielson Thora, which makes her younger sister Danny embodies innocence and curiosity. Her relationship with Max adds emotional depth to the film. Fun fact: Thora Bridge was only 10 years old during film but delivered a mature performance that resonated with audience. Future Alison Vinessa Shaw. Next is love interest who is smart, brave and resourceful. Her character offers a grounded perspective amid the chaos. If you talk about Thakre Wings, Scene Murray, a Barton, Imati Black Cat, Wings provides comic relief and emotional depth. His backstory as a boy cast by the witches adds tragedy and motivation to his character. Without fun fact, the character's guts and backstory are explored more in the sequel, but Wings' presence in the original is iconic. To talk about behind the scene trivia, we talk about director Kenny Ortega known for High School Musical and Dirty Dancing. Brought a vibrant visual style and energetic direction. We talk about initial reception. The film was not an immediate hit. It performed modestly at the box office but gained popularity through TV airings and home video. It offered iconic scenes and quotes. Winifred's "I Put Spell on You" a show stopping musical performance. The Sanderson sisters entrance their dramatic arrival in the town. The calm little children song sung by Sarah Jessica Parker's character adding an airy atmosphere. We talk about the ocean scene where Max and Danny can conquer the plan to defeat the witches. Closing scene and end credits. The witches' humorous return and the film's playful tone. If we talk about legacy and impact, memorial cause, it's just a bunch of Hocus Pocus. Overlooks another glorious morning, make me sick. Mock, mock, mock. I had the power, cultural references. The film has inspired Countless Halloween costumes, memes, and pop culture reference when friends distinctive voice and catchphrases are instantly recognizable. We talk about the sequel that featured in 2022 Disney's Hocus to which reintroduced the Sanderson sister to a new generation, further cementing their status as horror icons. If we talk about conclusion, why we still love Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus is more than just a fun Halloween drum, it's a celebration of nostalgia, camp, and enduring appeal of witches. Its perfect blend of humor, horror, and heart makes it a movie that can be watched year after year. It's memorable character, quotable lines, and iconic scene continued with the audience, proving that sometimes the simple stories told with passion and humor can become timeless classics. Without more And if we talk about Hocus Pocus, if we talk about Hocus Pocus 1923, the ultimate in-depth analysis, review, and fascinating facts. If we talk about introduction and timeless cult classic, Hocus Pocus is a film that has grown exponentially in popularity since its modest initial release. If we talk about introduction to timeless cult classic, Hocus Pocus is a film that has grown exponentially in popularity since its modest initial release. Over the decades, it has become a staple of Halloween for famous and fans of supernatural comedy. Its campy, memorable character and nostalgic appeal have helped it transcend its original box office performances to become an iconic part of American pop culture. The film's unique blend of humor, horror, and heart, combined with its distinctive aesthetic and performances, has cemented its status as beloved cult classic, whether watched on TV, in theaters, or at home during Halloween. Hocus Pocus continues to enchant audience young and old. If we talk about historical and cultural context, the 1990s Hollywood scene. The early 1990s was an era of creative experimentation in Hollywood studios, were producing a wide array of family-friendly and teen-oriented films. Disney, Warner Bros. And other studios invested in supernatural and fantasy films that combine humor with darker themes, appealing to both children and nostalgic adults. Trevor Hocus Pocus fits into the landscape perfectly, an entertaining, slightly spooky comedy that balances horror elements with lightheartedness. It was directed by Kenny Ortega, who was known for vibrant choreography and musical numbers, adding a dynamic visual style to the film. The Salem witch trials and mythology set in Salem, Massachusetts. The film draws on the historical myths surrounding the infamous Salem. It tries of the late 17th century. While the movie takes creative liberties, it uses Salmi's reputation for witchcraft as a rich backdrop, adding an authentic touch of history mixed with fantasy. The legend of witches in Salem has fascinated people for centuries, and Hocus Pocus plays with this fascination by imagining witches who are both terrifying and humorous, blending history with myth and modern storytelling. It all rise to current status. Upon release, Hocus Pocus was not an immediate hit. It performed modest at the box office and received mixed reviews from critics. However, through television arrangements, no video sales, and word of mouth, its popularity steadily grew as the film quotable lines, costumes, and scene became a staple for online celebration. The internet is further propelled its status with memes, fan art, and social media scene. If we talk about plot summary and themes, a detailed synopsis. The story begins in 1693 Salem, where three witches, Winifred, Sarah, and Mary Misunderstood, are accused of witchcraft. They are sentenced to death, but Winifred causes the town and vows to return if anyone lights the flag. Flame candle. Fast forward to 1993, and following night, a young boy named Max Donation, his sister Rani, and their new friend Alison accidentally resurrect the witches by lighting the cursed candle. The witches seeks to regain their youth and power of stealing the life force of children, leading to chaotic and humorous encounters with the help of beings cursed by turn back. Black and the kids must find a way to stop the witches before sunrise, when they will become permanently immortal. If we talk about the themes, good versus evil, the which invert each other but their own the personalities and comedic antics create a news footage of villainy, stubborn nostalgia, and childhood innocence. The film captures childhood fears of witches, the magic of Halloween. If we talk about family and friendship, the bond between Max, Danny, and Action underscores themes of loyalty, bravery, and love. If we talk about transformation and redemption, character experience, transformation Max's growth from skeptic to hero brings redemption from cursed boy to hero, and the witch's desire for eternal youth. And if we talk about character development, Fred Sanderson, Brett is the commanding theatrical leader to the Dr. Sanderson system of obsession with youth and power drives much of the note. Bette Midler's performance is to the force blending camp comedy and menace. We talk about personality and traits, over the top dramatic and fiercely determined, uses her magical power for mischief and misdeeds, has a maternal side towards her sister but is primarily self-serving. If we talk about legacy, her magical number "I put a spell on you" is iconic and commanding voice and presence made her a Halloween favorite. Peter Wood, Sarah Sanderson, Sarah Jessica Parker. The youngest sister characterized by her flirtatious, hypnotic singing and childlike innocence. She is obsessed with children and is often portrayed as the most whimsical and spooky. If we talk about personality and traits, playful, flirty, and seductive uses her singing to hypnotize victim, loyal to her sister but more near. Fun facts: Sarah Jessica Parker's bubbly performances and her character's singing parts became some of the most quoted moments. If we talk about Mary Sanderson, Kathy Nazim, the pragmatic humorous sister with a keen sense of smart, she provides comic relief with her exaggerated reaction and slapstick humor, personality and trait. Loyal but easily distracted, has a humorous obsession with her sister's plot. Her keen sense of small helps local children. If we talk about fun fact, Nazi improvised many lines adding to her character's comic appeal. It makes narration omnicates. The skeptical teenager who becomes the unlikely hero is Sunny from cynic to brave. Protector is central to the story. We talk about personality and traits. The rebellious, sarcastic, and initially dismissive of magic grows into a confident hero, develops feelings for elation. We talk about fun fact on the catch portal captured the typical 90s teen archetype, rebellious but ultimately good-hearted. Danny Thora, which Max's younger sister, avoiding innocence and curiosity, her trusting nature and bravery are vital to the plot. Personality and traits: sweet, brave, and resourceful. Our innocence provides emotional depth. If we talk about fun fact, Thora, which is mature performances, it's just 10 years old, was praised and remains memorable. Talk about Alison Vanessa Shaw, Max's slow interest, who is intelligent, brave, and resourceful. She plays a crucial role in helping Max and Danny. Talk about Thakre being seen Murray, once a boy, cursed by the witches beings, become a wise and loyal black who guides the children. Talk about personality and traits. Witty, protector, and brave. His backstory provides emotional depth. We talk about one fact, one tragic story is expanded in the sequel, but his role in the original film remains iconic. We talk about behind the scenes insight. The actor Benny Ortega, known for his vibrant musical and dance sequence. Talk about casting. Many of the actors, especially in the Sanderson sisters, brought improvisation and spontaneity, making their performance lively and memorable. We talk about special effects, practical effects, puppetry, and animatronics are used extensively to create the witches' spells and transformation, adding a tangible, charming quality. If we talk about music and songs, the soundtrack features memorable musical moments, especially I Put a Spell on You, which became a signature of Winifred's character. If we talk about iconic scene and chorus, I Put a Spell on You, Winifred's musical performances that capture her commanding presence. Talk about witch's entrance, their dramatic arrival, and Salim. Come, little children, haunting lullaby sung by Sarah Jessica Park. The potion scene the kids, everyone a plan to defeat the witches. The final confrontation, the witches humorous and chaotic showdown with the kids. We talk about closing scene and credits the humorous if brief return. We talk about cultural impact and legacy. We talk about memorable parts. It's just a bunch of Hocus Pocus. Oh look, another glorious morning makes me sick. Amok, 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 I had a power. If we talk about memes and fan culture, the film's quotability and cam appeal have made it a favorite for memes, headlines, costumes, and costly and distinctive voices, catchphrases, and the iconic scene of her singing have become cultural touchstone. We talk about the sequel and future. Hocus Pocus 2 released in 2022 brought the Sanderson sisters back with new adventure ensuring their place in Halloween pop culture for generations to come. Why we still love Hocus Pocus, the film's enduring popularity is rooted on its unique charm. It combines humor, nostalgia, camp, and a touch of spooky magic to create a timeless piece that appeals to all ages. Its memorable characters, quotable lines, and iconic scenes continues to delight audience, making it a perennial Halloween favorite. We talk about additional fact and trivia. The film was shot over 41 days in the summer of 1992. The Witch's Spellbook was created using a real vintage book, adding authenticity. The character of Max was originally conceived as a more skeptical, rebellious teen. America's portrayal brought this to life. Winfred's voice and singing were performed by Bette Midler herself. The film's costume design was inspired by 13th, 17th century costume but adapted for a playful theatrical look. However, the black flame candle was a real candle handicrafted for the film and has become a collector's item. The film humor is layered, appealing to children, teens, and adults with witty dialogue and cultural references. If we talk about inclusion, Hocus Pocus remains an exceptional example of a film that combines comedy, supernatural elements, nostalgia, and camp into a cohesive and beloved package. Its character, scene, and quotes continue to resonate, making it a cultural phenomenon that endures through generations. Whether you are watching it for the first time or the hundredth, Hocus Pocus offers a delightful, spooky, and humorous adventure that captures the magic of Halloween. If we talk about more, to talk about Hocus Pocus 1993 35 native exhaustive deep dive review and analysis. And if we talk about historical with introduction like during music of first book since it released in 1993 transcend its initial box office modesty to become the beloved iconic and stable series of comedy. Supernatural horror can most likely add memorable characters estimated as a cultural phenomenon despite mainstream critical reviews on legend and passionate fan base inspired costumes and references. The sequel, its enduring appeal lies in its witty script, charismatic performances, and the universal themes of friendship, bravery, and embracing the magic of childhood. If we talk a historical and cultural context, we talk about the horror climate of the early 1990s. The early 90s was a period of experimentation and variety in Hollywood family-friendly films, especially those with supernatural or fantasy themes, Morris Disney's animated classic and live action hits like The Little Mermaid and Beast and Aladdin set the tone for musical storytelling. The studios also specialized in comedies and horror comedies, blending skits with humorism include Ghostbusters, Beetlejuice, and the Addams Family. Focus fits into the electric mix with its playful yet spooky tone. The Salim, which tries and mythology is set in Salam's stress the film takes into the infamous history of the late 17th century. The Salim witch trials are a notorious chapter in American history, characterized by hysteria, fear, and injustice. The film takes into the world is imagining witches who are terrifying and humorous, blending historical myth with fantasy. The legend of Salem witches has inspired countless histories, legends, and focus plays on the security of fun, spooky, and slightly satirically layered take on Salem's witch slope. Talk about cult status and revival. When we talk about the Lord Summary and thematic exploration and literacy, the film opens in 1693 Salem, where three witches, Sarah and Mary Sanderson, are accused of witchcraft. They are sentenced to death, but the colonel later cast on cards if anyone relights the black film candles, they will be distributed and seek revenge to regain their youth and power. Centuries later, in 1993, teenager Max Tennyson his sister Dani and dear friend Alison inadvertently shared the witches by letting the first candle to the bridal party. The witches know you had set out to steal the film first of children to restore their youth. Max and Alison must find a way to stop the witches before Celeste when they will become permanently immortal. Along the way, they encounter numerous spooky moments and lessons about friendship and bravery. It all major themes good versus the witches embody chance and creativity but are both with learning always nostalgia silence magic the film captures our fears and wonder of life, emphasizes the importance of innocence, friendship, and family. The bond between Max, Danny, and Alison, and the themes of loyalty, courage, and love. Over transformation and redemption and experiences, growth, mercies, bravery, makes redemption from cursed by doom, fear, and the witch's obsession with eternal youth. Character deep dive into its Anderson, Kate Midler, flower, personality and traits, documenting theatrical leader obsessed with youth and power, her over the top antics, comedic with the sharp would make her stand out. Star-Wars performance significance per charismatic performance, especially the rendition of I Pocus where Manu has become iconic. Excellent motivation and desire for continued youth and maternal attachment to her sister, action, her manipulation and bullying make her both hilarious and sympathetic. If we talk about Sarah Sanderson, Sarah Jessica Parker, personality and traits, the youngest sister learned precious childlike mathematics. She loves children and is listening to mesmerize victim. The performance. characters singing inspiration. Character was inspired by a mix of theatrical and art type of the seductive. If we talk about Mary Sanderson, Cathy, this personality and traits, the pragmatic humanist, sense of species, loyal but easily distracted, comedy and improvisation, machine improvisation and started reaction and humor and charm role in the plot. Her ability to look at children smell is humorous and useful. Max tension communicates personality and growth, the skeptical teen who transforms into brave hero. Initial dismissal of magic, he grows to embrace to save his friends without romantic or developing relationship with Alicia as emotional depth. Without symbolize back the brave, the word and skeptical initial dismiss of magic, but ultimately embracing the wonder. Definitive about the dimension, through which personality and traits, innocent, brave, and resourceful, trusting her partner, and her curiosity are vital to the story. We talk about performances versus performances 8 to age 10 was praised for its maturity and form. We talk about Alicia and Minnesota, the personality and traits, intelligent, brave, and compassionate. She is the voice of reason among the main characters. To rule her new as the kids confront the witches and is key to the climax. We talk about their grievance, makes events essential the century workers into like cat after trying to save the system from the excess rule. Pretty brave and wise means of wise, guiding an emotional depth, providing answers extra that changes character, drama dimension, result unclear for solution and his loyalty to decision making and having minus details and trivia. Electric is known for energetic musical sequence and choreography, casting brothers and sisters has proved improvising in this format, making their performances legend. We talk about filming, location, short, making, selling, associates to capture authentic atmosphere. The special effect, practical effect, battery and limited story spells transformation and the witch's spells giving the file a tangible sounding quality. If you talk about iconic scene and chorus in Fred's I Put a Spell on You, a defining musical moment. The witches and their dramatic arrivals in Salim come little between the haunting. Lullaby sung by Sarah, the portion blue, and Rani's blend between the witches, the final confrontation, chaotic numeration, action packed. We talk about closing scene and credits the witches in the return living past sequence. We talk about cultural impact and legacy. Firstly, if we talk about memorable quotes, it's just a bunch of Hocus Pocus. Oh, look, another glorious warnings makes me sick. Amok, 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 has about fan culture and memes, the fame's portable and camera feel have made it a treasure trove for memes. Halloween costumes and parodies and friends. Distinctive voice and catchphrases are instantly recognizable without the sequel and future. Focus 2 premiered in 2022, bringing the Sanderson sisters back for new adventure, further solidifying their status as icons. The sequel introduced an introduction to the beloved character while paying homage to its original. Why Hocus Pocus continues to enchant the audience. The film's longevity is rooted in its perfect combination. Humor, nostalgia, and magic, its character scenes and plot resonates across generations, making it a perennial favorite. Its playful tone, memorable performances, and timeless themes make it more than just a movie. It's a cultural phenomenon. We talk about additionally the emphasizes cultural significance. The themes of youth and mortality. The vicious obsession with eternity youth reflects social fears about aging and vanity. Their desire to steal children's life or symbolize the fear of losing innocence and vitality, but the film ultimately celebrates the innocence of childhood, talk about the power of friendship and family. Throughout the film, the wars between Mustang and relation demonstrate the importance of family and love tragic backstory underscore themes of redemption and sacrifice. So it was a review of this movie Hocus Pocus, and I hope you like it. If you enjoy, if there was any mistake in this video, then I apologize for that. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Let's see you all in next video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.